the other dimension of the family structures.
Yes.
And that has evolved and in different ways and forms. And the current Middle Australia or the current Australia, the societal structures are very segregated, very different. And I want you to give me a response, not just with a sociological angle, but more of a socioeconomic angle as well in terms of the family structures and the evolution or the devolution, you may call it, of the family.
Yes, or that's an interesting
and
question.
define the word family before.
That's a very interesting question because, yes, the industrialisation of Australia and of the Western world did take families away from the sources of production and made fathers detached from their homes. And so we're both fathers ourselves. We know how important that is, that if you're not present with your kids, training and apprenticing your own children, then they will learn from others that which is right and how to work out and what to do with their lives. Yes. So industrialisation has caused a fragmentation of things, but then what's then occurred as well is that we have now deindustrialisation in Australia that has then taken away the male impetus to create and transform and build something better in our society, because now it's no longer you can actually construct good things in our land. It's now all a matter of intellectual discussion, and like our greatest product is simply what the university does, so talking about things. And this has fundamentally changed our ability to actually even enjoy work, and then also to be able to train our sons particularly, because where the males are in society determines how successful the society is. Whether the males, if they're feeling frustrated and they don't know what to do with their lives, will end up idle hands make very bad decisions. And I think that's what's happened, is that men have become detached from good productive work and have been forced into an educational mould. Other thing I want to mention is the fact that homeschooling now is following a resurgence because people are realising that this industrialisation of education, forcing children into one particular mould of learning, people are realising that hasn't worked, and hasn't worked well for boys, and boys are doing far worse than girls in the industrialisation of education. And I'm homeschooling my kids, and I think that's going to transform that in a helpful way, as people realise that there is a more individual, more tactile way in which to raise children. And so for those reasons, that's what I think has caused the fragmentation of work and family. So the industrialisation and deindustrialisation, as we've become, and want to talk about in Australia, we've become more and more globalist focused, where I think there was an intentional decision made that we will deindustrialise Australia and put the means of production offshore, and we're becoming a majority importing country of goods. And what we'll export is simply intellectual property things. And you probably found that yourself in your readings as well.